Yes, it's to prepare a business plan. It's absolutely complicated, absolutely complicated. And in this kind of business plan related to climate smart agriculture,
it's more complicated.
It's more complicated. You should specialize in agriculture, specialize in financing, specialize in marketing, specialize in salary, specialize
in also. Yes. And so
and most common practice is this to be written from one person.
Yeah. And it must be farmer, yes, because
the farmer
he is signing these papers and he don't know what is written there. Yeah.
Yes, and it is the form of 3 pages maximum.
So yes.
Okay.
So sorry for my comments.
As we know, the media record what we say, and the media is also tired. So, budgeting. This business plan should be translated in the form of some kind of budgets. And this is, if the business plan is complicated, this is more complicated. And in big companies, it's done in whole departments. Budgeting is done more than 4 or 5 persons, because it's we talk about a lot of documents, a lot of plans, a lot of strategies. And this slide is only to present you that there is such kind of thing, and there are different ways to do it. You could see bottom-up budgeting, top-down budgeting. It's described in the module. It's a very specific part of the economy theory and in financial theory. So
we are not expecting our participants
to
do
do
that
it
alone.
Yes.
Find a proper person.
Yes, but on the other hand, this document must have every business, farmer's business, or maybe not in such a heavy way, but something.
If you go to farmer with 0.5 hectares, and you told him you should have budget.
Not budget, but if you ask him how big share in global market will have your farm, this is a
he will.
This is the main question in all business plans.
He will answer something like budget, global market, and he will go to the tractor and go to the field. Yes. And finally, cost and effects of financing. This is parts of financing that is most common practice to omit. And why? Every kind of planning and every kind of financing is cost consuming. And all these expenses that are on the slides, for salary, for the staff working on the business plan, for evaluation of land assets, etc., for taxes, for bank lending inquiry, for design modeling, etc., expenses of all kinds you should imagine. These are expenses, and they should be paid from someone. And these costs are not paid by the programs, by subsidies, by grants. You should have money to make business plan. You should have money to make some kind of, to receive some money from grants. And in this way, this is very important. And finally, the company organization should evaluate the achieved effects of the funding activity. climate smart agricultural activity. And what is this important? Because you should determine the economic efficiency and the profit you made from this kind of activity you would like to implement in your organization.
Or loss.
Of course.
Profit or loss.
We receive money, but it's a matter of discussion. Okay. And such an activity is related to the evaluation of the possibility of the company to realistically estimate its potential against the external environment and to find out if the introduction or the implementation of the practices, climate smart agricultural practices or activities is justifiable from economic and from social point of view. In other words, if you are not sure, you should start to implement some climate smart agriculture practices or activity in your organization or a farm, you don't do it. Better not do it. And as I said, all references, regulation, FAO funds, grants, programs, protocols, agreements, and you could find it in these links. Have we time?
Yeah.
Okay. Assignment, I will not read the assignment. It's in the module. You could read it, and I will say what is important to do the assignment. Of course, you should choose and analyze the chosen, the activity. You should determine all costs. You should determine all revenues that will be received from the RPD in the assignment. You should make the budget. Want or not, you should do it. You should decide if additional sources of funding is necessary in this kind of assignment. Make the correction, make the final budget, and to analyze and assess the cost and time to implement, and is this realistic? This exercise include all things that I told you today, and you should do it in 1 hour.
No, 2 years.
And it's
more like homework, not for
yes.
1 hour, of course. Maybe present.
Yes, present from 1 hour.
It's 2 years. It's of work.
2, 3. Okay, this is suggested teaching learning methods for the module. They are also in the syllabus in the module. And thank you for your kind attention.
How many years I need to learn all of that?
With education or without education?
Without, let's say, after work.
It depends on motivation.
1 night.
Yeah, it depends on motivation.
If you want to receive the money, 1 night is
enough.
quite enough.
Yeah, depends on the motivation.
Yeah,
yes.
Depends on motivation. It depends on the amount of money. Yeah.
In real time, more than 15 years. 15 years. Yes. Yeah, we're expecting they to pay to experts to do.
Yes, but there sometimes another problems that farmers come and say, write for me business plan. And what will be this business plan or such things? He don't care. He oriented on the budget, on the amount of money only. Yes, but it's you see, it will be tomorrow or day after tomorrow, and before could be.
In the year after tomorrow.
Could be uragan, could be something like this, etc., etc.
At my best knowledge, the farmers do not involve in a sudden change of their paradigm of working. So they have like gradual approaches, like step by step. Let's buy a sensor, let's change something on small lots and everything. How do you recommend to approach this kind of gradual evolution of emerging in climate smart changes in agricultures? How? Yes. In terms of financing, of course, I can afford, I will take my own risk and I have some money, let's try, let's invest, but otherwise, thank you.
The first thing is to change the way of thinking. The change of way of thinking of farmers, because now they receive money for climate smart agriculture from the European Union funds, but they don't know what are this money about, and they don't know that they receive money to perform the land in good ecological form, but they don't know this issue. They receive money, they spend the money, and they don't know what are this money about. So the first thing is to change the way of thinking of farmers. And governmental representatives, I'm not sure that they also know what is climate smart agriculture and what this money are paid for.
So awareness raising,
yes,
is the solution of all of this.
Yes, and such kind of event is an opportunity to do that.
Sure, we're trying. Other questions from the online participants also, or comments? Anna tried and then decided not to.
I'm just waiting the others to see do they have questions or not.
Sure.
No, we don't have chat in the question, like they write something Armenian, but it's not the question.
Yeah, it's quite a complicated material to be taken for 1 hour. Sorry, will take more time to be read and reflected after that. Thank you anyway for your presentation. I hope we are not discouraging the participants of at least trying to control their own finances. Vas would like to add something.
Yes, following the conversation that we had before about the agricultural cooperatives, perhaps all this work is even much easier done through agricultural cooperatives, like the master plan and budgeting. I mean, if there is going to be an investment regarding particular crops or something, or infrastructure, or maybe through agricultural cooperatives, and grants, funding, maybe this work is done easier than a farmer individually go for after a particular funding. I don't know. This is an opinion.
Absolutely supported. Have you heard of the local action groups he mentioned? For example, in our country, there is already a term adopted by the government called local initiative groups. It's form of local action group, but they are for local people, the bottom-up approach, what is important for this region. So people get together, form cooperative if they are in agriculture, or could be NGO or other type of group if it's tourism. They search for the focus of the region and they can apply through these groups for funding, for investing, for anything. pretty much. So we had the solution. It's nationally recognized already in our country. I don't know about you, but local initiative groups are working here, also in agriculture, but not only. I don't know about your countries. Do you have such type of?
They are working in rural development issues locally. They are created by municipalities in municipality levels. Was the MPART program was European Union program, and in the frame of this program, these groups are created, and they working in agricultural issues also try to work. There was big program for capacity building for them, etc. But you see, the level of expertise today is not enough to do such type of things. But they try. Yeah, and it depends. You see, it depends on persons again, because how active is the key persons is this local active groups, this work is more successful. Yes. Not only money, you see, it's not only money, and it's very good because sometimes it's some, you see, to be well known in this region or something like this, some patriotism, etc., etc. It's also.
When we started the project and we started having conversations with agricultural cooperatives, we were pointing out that climate smart agriculture is not smart agriculture that requires a lot of investment. It could be based maybe on natural based solutions. And I mean, the crop models that you tested were more or less nature-based solutions. This doesn't mean that, it will work on a large scale or something, but this awareness raising could also involve this distinguishment that it's not only smart agriculture that requires a lot of equipment and smart technology, but could work in another way that would not require such big investments. Yes.
Sure. So financing depends on the scale on which you would like to apply changes, investments, etc. Anything else? Nope. No questions, no comments. Online participants also? No. No,
I have
no
one
comments.
question, maybe
Yes.
for you directly,
For me?
Bulgarian side.
For
Yes,
Bulgarians, there is a question for Bulgarians.
What mechanisms you have for banks to invest, to motivate them invest in such type of programs? Because it's some subsidies they have from government, or why they are investing in these programs? Yes, for bank sector. Yeah, for bank. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bulgarian government have some instruments, and one of them is they make some bank guarantees from
Bulgarian Bank for Development.
yes, Bulgarian Development Banks is 100% governmental bank. And this is an instrument to stimulate such kind of investments on the governmental level in the bank sector.
Thank you.
So governmental funds.
Yeah.
National funds. Our
These funds, they are distributed through commercial banks. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. The Bulgarian development banks provides guarantees or money to the commercial banks, and they provide the funds to in the form of credits.
Yeah.
Yes. Such kind of mechanism we have also for COVID measures, for example, not only for agricultural sector.